Welcome to Sunday. It's Meet the Press.
From NBC News in Washington, the longest-running show in television history. This is Meet the Press with Chuck Todd.
Good Sunday morning from our brand new studio where we are broadcasting from after more than 60 years at our historic location in Upper Northwest Washington. A new studio for a new administration. Much as President Trump sought to undo the legacy of his predecessor, Barack Obama, so Joe Biden is moving to escape the shadow of Donald Trump and unwind that presidency. 4 years after President Trump's American Carnage speech, Joe Biden stressed a theme of unity in his inaugural address. Then moving on from rhetoric, Mr. Biden went to work immediately to erase much of what he could with a pen of Donald Trump's presidency, issuing 17 executive orders on day one on everything from economic relief to climate change to racial justice to immigration to the pandemic and, of course, oh, by the way, an order that stopped construction on the wall. In addition to all of that, the House will transmit its article of impeachment to the Senate tomorrow with a trial in 2 weeks. But it is one issue, the pandemic, that presents the new Biden administration with both its greatest challenge and its greatest opportunity. The president's ambitious multi-tiered national strategy to combat the virus is precisely the kind of muscular response the Trump administration avoided. So will it work? 418,000 Americans are dead from COVID-19, and another 100,000 are likely to die in the next 30 days. It's not hyperbole to say that the Biden presidency hinges on its success against the pandemic. His administration's success in taking on all aspects of this health catastrophe will also go a long way towards not just determining America's trust in this new president, but in proving that government still has the ability to get big things done. 7,000 other issues I'd like to ask you questions about, but 10-minute, how do you tackle an elephant, right? One bite at a time. We did our first 10-minute bite today. Ron Klain, Chief of Staff for President Biden, thank you for coming on and sharing your perspective, sir.
Thanks for having me, Chuck.
You got it. Coming up, is there any chance Democrats and Republicans can work together, especially with another impeachment trial on the way? I'll talk to Senators Dick Durbin and Mike Rounds when we return. Impeachment Part 2. The panel is next. Hank Aaron, who died on Friday, was best known for breaking Babe Ruth's home run record. But Aaron was so much more than a slugger. As a baseball player, he was also a graceful outfielder, a fast and smart base runner. But he was also more than just a baseball player. Most of all, he was a kind, modest gentleman who endured unspeakable racism as he approached. Welcome back, Data Download Time. A new president and new congressional makeup. Same old partisan divides, right? Yes and no. There's the traditional red-blue divide you're very familiar with, but there's a lot more below the surface going on in both parties. Let's set the table. About 4 in 10 registered voters identify either as Democrats or lean Democratic in the latest NBC News poll. White House may want to think about it. When we come back, can Washington really turn the page after the tumultuous Trump era? He is one of those men who truly needs no introduction, particularly here. He is retiring after 57 years at this network. We'd need another hour to name everything Tom has done here. But as he wrote to me yesterday, the first television news broadcast I saw was the Huntley-Brinkley Report, and I was hooked. By 1966, I was briefing David Brinkley on Ronald Reagan's campaign for governor of California. And that was quickly followed by White House correspondent during Nixon and Watergate, host of Today, anchor of Nightly News. Next week, because if it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press. Go Packers.